Hello and welcome. What is this, our third episode? Let's go. Trump won. We all rise. So good to see you. Everybody, round of applause in the chat on Pill. W's in the chat for Trump won gifting those subscriptions. We're going to bring back secret shows and all that kind of stuff too again. The next 2 weeks, this week, next week, trial runs. You're going to start seeing people come on. It's going to be good. Also, after this show, I will be on Pilled on C's in Pixels. I will be over there for about 30 minutes, so get stoked on that. How's everybody Thursday? Is everybody's Thursday going well? Good afternoon from Sherry Tells. Tell us. Good afternoon, everyone. It's great to see all of you. God bless. Absolutely. What's up? What's up? What's up? American Us B2 or America US. Good times. Great times. Hope y'all are having a good day. I really do. Tomorrow's Halloween. Let's go. Ready for the trick-or-treaters? Oh, it's a no. Just have fun. It's okay. Again, guys, if you want to help out the chat, you know what to do right there. That is the Cash App. Just go ahead, put your phone up to it, and then you could just scan it and go. Otherwise, we go from nothing. We have to rebuild all day, every day. I hope you guys are having a fantastic Thursday. We're going to be talking about a lot today. Starting off with President Trump, Xi Jinping, South Korea. Everybody said don't talk about you know who, but I might talk about it today. I'm already breaking promises. Whatever. Live free or die. Hi, Thomas. Good to see you. Thank you so much. Shalom and blessings. Good afternoon. Texas House. What's up, guys? Hope everybody's doing well. Everybody's having a great day. It is very cold in South Carolina. I was talking to a friend of mine who lives in Pontiac, Michigan. It is far colder in South Carolina than it is in Pontiac, Michigan, which is crazy. We were under a fire warning for almost a month. Any South Carolinians out there? Upstate, we were under a fire warning. I was like, please don't let anybody do anything stupid. And you know what I'm talking about when it comes to Antifa. I'm like, please don't let them do anything up here. And then we had 3 days of rain, downpours. God bless us with a heavy handful of rain. And then sunny skies. And the high today is like 64. But again, I'm giving the weather. You want the traffic too? Now to your neck of the woods. I say that. You automatically unsubscribe. By the way, so many people unsubscribing from my YouTube is crazy. I just think they're like non-accounts or something like that. I expected that to happen, and that's okay. We'll build back. We'll build back. No, we'll Bilbo Baggins it. But either way, it's so good to see everybody here. Make sure you share the stream. You know what to do. Share on your Telegram, on your X account, on Truth Social, your Instagram, whatever it may be. We're going to start probably next week. We're going to start throwing out some shorts on YouTube, like YouTube shorts. We're going to start doing that. So should be good. Should be good. We need to get that monetization back so that you guys can super chat and I can see, your comments better rather than it flying by and I miss everything. And I don't get to interact with you guys. American B2 from North Carolina, Valerie W. Lots of rain here in Georgia today. Lot of rain the past couple days. Valerie W. I like shorts. I get it. Yeah, shorts work. They work. But either way, I will thank you so much out there to Trump One for gifting those bronze tier subscriptions. We got to build that back up for a secret show. So many things are happening. I'm a little worried when it comes to bringing up Beyond the Headlines on this YouTube channel, because I know me and Linda can really go off the rails, and I don't want to be flagged for anything. If you know what I mean. If you know what I mean. Hey, this is a real job, Freddie Durf. Bye-bye. Get him out. Get him out, as Trump would say. Get him out. Mods. W is in the chat. Susan O.B., good to see you. Hit those gold pill, 10,000 gold pill challenges as well over there on Pilled. Do that. Rumble, what's going on? I salute thee. Hello out there. Make sure you go over there onto YouTube and comment there. Maybe that's where everybody went, was to Rumble. Why? I don't know. What a waste of place. Go back to YouTube. You know what I mean? Do it. All right, let's go ahead and get into the news. Enough yapping, as my girlfriend says. Stop yapping. It's really hard for me not to do. Let's go. Boom. All right, guys, this is pretty crazy. Let's go ahead and get into it. Let me blow it up a little bit for you right here. Boom, 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 boom. Now you can't even read anything without my fat face in your screen. U.S. President Donald Trump described his face-to-face with Chinese leader Xi Jinping on Thursday as a roaring success, saying he would cut off tariffs on China, while Beijing had agreed to allow the export of rare earth elements and start buying American soybeans. Listen, you want to go to the Midwest, you want to go to the South where they are growing soybeans and start making fun of soy boys? Good luck to you. You don't want that to happen. You don't want to come down south or go out west to those middle linebackers in Nebraska and start talking trash about soybeans. Don't do that. We'll export them, and they'll make some cash. Okay? Just understand that. Again, so a great success, he says. The president told reporters aboard Air Force One that U.S. would lower tariffs implemented earlier this year as a punishment of China for its selling of chemicals used to make, you know what, from 20% to 10%. That should be 0%. That brings the total combined tariff rate of China down from 57 to 47%. That means they're sweating. Their collars, they're getting hot under the collar. That collar's getting a little tight when it comes to China. And that's a good thing. That's called being a good leader. So we're there, and that's very good. I would like that percentage to go down to 0. As you can see, there's a lot of videos on Instagram and TikTok and even on YouTube Shorts out there that they're just detonating these boats that are carrying massive amounts of drugs into the United States, just getting blown out of the water. No pun intended, because they are boats. But again, that is happening. I love seeing it. Very interesting stuff. Good stuff. But again, when it comes to President Trump going to China, talking with Xi Jinping, going and inviting on the Prime Minister I believe it was the Prime Minister of Japan on stage in front of all the troops, that's good stuff. I like to see that. Yeah, it's not the former Prime Minister who was taken out, which is, so sad. Very close friend of President Trump. It's just not a good thing. But, hey, we're mending. We got to mend the wounds. That's what we're doing. Yeah. So, again, it's very interesting. That timing is everything, and we could go back to old sayings, and we could go back to old things that I will talk about right now. As you can see right here. Boom. How did the you-know-what team 8 years ago today say that Donald Trump, as POTUS, President of the United States, would be traveling to South Korea to meet with Chinese leader Xi Jinping? Mathematically impossible, or every detail planned? To the date, 8 years ago. Now think about the timing of POTUS traveling to China and South Korea. I've said too much. God bless Patriots. Very, very interesting, folks. Very interesting. Timing is everything when it comes to what's going on. Has it started now? Is this when it starts? I'm not one to say. I'm out of the loop. I've been out of the loop for 6 years almost when it comes to this stuff. All right? So just understand, just take it as speculative at this point in time. When I say, is it starting now? Is this when everything kicks off? I don't know. Or maybe it's bit by bit, inch by inch, hour by hour, day by day. Maybe it's that. I don't know. I don't think any of us know. And those that pretend to know, how about not know them? Oh, I know what's going on, says quote unquote. Oh, I know what's going on. Hey, come over here. I'll tell you everything. Would you even trust that person if they even said something to you at like in a parking lot or at like a grocery store? Oh, I know what's going on. Shut up. No one knows what's going on. So don't fall for it. That's trickery. I know it's not Halloween, but trick or treat? More like trick. How far does the trick go? Right? Take it into, into your discernible thinking. Don't fall for it every single time. And I know that you don't. Again, yes, use your phone camera to put it up to the code. It should take you to the Cash App donation link right there. Just hold your phone up to the screen, whether you're on laptop, whatever it may be. You can just screenshot it, I think. Whatever. But it's just like when you go to these new restaurants and they have like the menu. There's no menu until you have to scan the QR code. It's the same thing. I checked after the show yesterday. We had 0 of those, which is okay. That's totally fine. Drip by drip. Nice one. When it comes to eyes on corruption. Well, nice. Silent Runner 17, thank you so much for the cookie, my friend. Winning! Yay. Yay. We talked about this a little bit yesterday. I'm not going to get into that right now, but we could get into this clip right now. But again, just going back to this, it's very interesting. Trump and Xi shake hands, making deals, Japan making deals. Just know it. Just know it. Fucky Labs, I wish I could be as cool as you. Cool as a cucumber. Not really. I'm actually a manic, paranoid guy. Only thing that calms me down is a nice game of golf and watching Curb Your Enthusiasm on DVD. That's what I like to do. A little bit of Seinfeld, a little bit of Everybody Loves Raymond, cooking show here and there. I'm a big fat guy now, all right? Trying to lose it. Starting November, trying to lose it. I'm gonna lose it all. 40 pounds. And I'm not doing the Ozempic because I don't have health insurance. If I had health insurance, I'd do it. Oh, it makes your bones brittle. Who cares? I'm halfway through getting to the other side of the pearly gates. What do I care about brittle bones? I might do it. Who knows? Yeah. 11-3, look into it, Silent Runner. Let's go ahead and get into this video really quick. Trump orders Department of War to start nuke testing. Are those even real? Are those even real? Let me see it in the chat. Do we even know? So do you think we are going to see food riots next week, or do you think it will end the shutdown? We're going to get to that later in the show. I know we've been talking about that since day one coming back, which was Tuesday. If it doesn't come back, it will not be organic. Can we agree on that? Do you think it's going to be an organic, all-out war? I don't even think any of that's ever been real for the past 50, 60 years. You know, take it back to the 60s or something, around there. Maybe those times were kind of organic. Anything in the past 20 years, no. I don't think we're going to see pure on riots. But if we do, you know, there's a brigade standing by. And we'll get to that a little bit later on. I think Walmart is going to handle food distributions for the government. They will have to, from now on, to go to Walmart to use EBT, Eyes on Corruption. Yeah. I hear Monjaro is a better option. Yeah, no. There's another one out there that's even better than that. I forget what it's called, but there's another one that's, I think it's like the best one. But I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to walk. Just walk, watch what I eat. There's nothing wrong with it. There's nothing wrong with it. What's up, woke societies over there on Pill? Good to see you. Good to see you. Have you shared the stream yet? Go ahead and do it. Let's go ahead and get into this.
All right, earlier tonight on Truth Social, President Trump announced that he has ordered the Department of War to start once again testing nuclear weapons and wants that process to begin immediately. He said the new testing program is in response to other nations testing their weapons. Here with a lot more on that.
What do you think that is? You think it's a flex? Before we get into this interview, he's going to bring on a couple panelists. They're all bought and paid for sure. But again, you know, why is he doing it? I'd love to know what you guys think in the chat. What do you think? Is this a pissing contest? Is that what this is? What do you think? Because others are testing, which is Russia, China. These are starting to they're becoming rebel rousers even more so. So what do you think? Is Trump just trying to flex or what? I don't know. Who knows? Saber rattling. Trump we can figure out the pick link. So just type in the Cash App. Tag. Yeah, just put in the link if you'd like to. We must have a near-death experience, Paul Anders says. Interesting. I know what you mean by that. Season Pixels, I'm on a detox right now, and man, it's rough. At least the first week or two. Facts. I've done a couple of those. They're okay. They're all right. But I want to know what you guys think in the chat. Is this a flex from Trump? Coming back at Russia. Coming back at other countries that are saying, hey, listen, we're going to start shooting nukes. We're going to be testing these boys. Is that why we're doing that? What do we think about all this? Reese's Pieces are amazing. Very good. I'm more of a plain M&M's guy, to be honest. Let's go. Does anybody have anything they want to say about this? Here we go. I am 100% sub-pack vet. There we go. I am 100% against testing at this point, and I agree. I agree on that. Is this a flex? I don't know. Come on, we have space weapons and can manipulate space and time. Nukes? That's old news, says Sideswipe. That's a good name, Sideswipe. I like that. Silent Runner 17 says Cuban Missile Crisis. Funky Labs. Only one reason to do these testings. Woo! We Are Rise says show of force. That's what I'm saying. Is it flexing? Who knows? Who knows? Let's get more into it as we pull ahead.
As we await the start of this historic sit-down between the president and President Xi of China.
Bring in your stupid panel, Hannity.
We have Senator Tom Cotton of Arkansas with us. Senator, good to have you. I can go
Man,
back.
I'll tell
read
you
the
what.
entire statement because I think it's deep and I think it's profound and I think it's important. And I think it really is a moment that we better pay very close attention to. And as blunt as the president was, he was blunt here. The U.S. has more nuclear weapons than any other country. This was accomplished, including a complete.
I thought in the beginning, doesn't anyone remember this, that we're not supposed to be saying the N-word? Nuclear. And no, I did not say it like George Bush. Nuclear. That's what I said, not nuclear. But aren't we supposed to stay away from that word? Why are we doing this? To flex? He said that for so long. Testing is a flex. I know it's a flex. But again, I do feel like it's extremely dangerous if they are real, in fact.
Update and renovation of existing weapons during my first term in office. Because of the tremendous destructive power, I hated to do it, but had no choice. Russia is second. China is a distant third, but will be even within 5 years. Because of other countries' testing programs, I've instructed the Department of War to start testing our nuclear weapons on an equal basis. That process begins immediately. Thank you for your attention to this matter. Your take on that?
I'm out here in the woods, and you got to see this. It's the new Patriot Power Generator 2000X, a solar generator.
Well, Sean, I think President Trump is once again reflecting sentiment that President Reagan had in the 1980s. They both regretted the necessity of nuclear weapons. They dreamed of a world in which we might not have nuclear weapons. But as long as adversaries like communist Russia back in the day, and today Russia and communist China have nuclear weapons and they're rapidly expanding their arsenal and they're testing their weapons, the United States can't afford to unilaterally disarm. That we have to make sure that our nuclear arsenal is second to none, that it won't be overmatched by the combined forces of Russia and China, that our aging weapons are still usable, and that our new weapons are designed and made properly. So I agree with what President Trump has announced.
I think that we can boil all this down. I think Trump is flexing because of this. Putin Poseidon nuclear submarine test. Yeah, I mean, I get that. But again, it comes down to the point, where you are in this country and with our leader of this country can't back down, and maybe it's just for show. Oh, they're testing something. I mean, a nuke. If somebody dropped a nuke, wherever it will be, the world would change forever. I don't think Putin's about that. I think Putin has a more Western apathetic or empathetic, whatever, connotation of life. I don't think that he's like, just destroy them, destroy everything. I don't think it's like that. I don't know what this is, but I don't think anything's going to happen, to be honest. Because for years, we have always been told that it is so dangerous that we get to that point. I mean, would it be a great way to, see ourselves through the pearly gates? Just a flash out your window and you're Ash, and then you're like, I'm at the pearly gates. Rather than suffering? Sure. I have a comedic mind, but, again, I hope it's not either way, is what I'm saying. But I'll take the latter, for sure. Scare event as planned. Could be. Didn't Trump just approve South Korea for a nuke-carrying sub? Yeah, we just talked about it. We just spoke on it. So who knows? Who knows? We can continue on with this a little more.
It's only sensible that in a world when Russia and China are threatening the United States with a rapidly growing and novel nuclear arsenal, that we have to take steps to defend our way of life, because that's what our nuclear arsenal does. It truly defends our way of life.
Showing assertiveness.
It really does, by every measure. I will tell you this. If you look at your screen, it looks like the motorcade, President Trump has already arrived moments ago. It looks like the motorcade, I have to assume, of President Xi is pulling up now as we speak. And this historic meeting, it is, I can see a Chinese flag on the front of that car. And again,
you would know.
On the
Hannity,
agenda,
you would know what that looks like, wouldn't you?
The importation of American agriculture, specifically soybeans, TikTok, rare earths, tariffs, the importation by China of Russian oil, and I'm sure issues involving, Taiwan and other issues around the world, fentanyl, a lot of heavy things on the table. I did talk to the president briefly. He seemed optimistic, but he lives for these moments. He loves to sit. He loves to talk. He loves to negotiate.
Yeah, Sean, what you heard from the president earlier today is what I've heard from him in the last week or two as well. He has our farmers close to his heart, our rice farmers and soybean farmers in Arkansas, for instance. He's very worried about our manufacturers who've had lost so many jobs over the last few decades to China. He's worried that China has developed genuine leverage over the United States in some critical points, like rare earth elements that are so vital to modern manufacturing.
And again, this was before any of this took place. Guess what? He got the rare earth minerals. He did a deal with South Korea. They are looking out for those in Arkansas and those in the Midwest and in the South when it comes to soybeans and our other crops. Export, export, export. Make that money for these farmers. You gave them $12 billion or whatever it was. I think it was like $12 billion, something like that, an astronomical number during the first term. Let's do it again. Hogleg71, what's up, brother, big dog? It's only a flex if you test them on another country. That is very funny. Very funny. If you were lucky to be vaporized, if not, then there is terrible suffering. Yes. KC Snowman 45, what's up with the shades? Welcome back to the fight. Good to see you. And again, guys, everybody, these are people donating on Pilled.net. If you wanted to create an account just to help out the channel on Pilled, you most certainly can. Whether you're on Rumble or whether you're on YouTube, you could just come on over and donate that way. But monetization should be coming back pretty soon. In the meantime, if you want to do that, if you want to hit, all you do is hold your phone up to the screen and do it that way. Or if everybody out there, when it comes to the mods, could definitely drop that Cash App. That'd be great. My question is, from Diane Roach, my question is, where has Russia and China been testing them? And I think about what damage they have done to people on land and in watering, which our food comes from, the animals, fish, etc. Exactly. Where are they testing them? We see those old videos where it's like taken from a battleship from like a mile away or something, and then you see this giant explosion. I mean, that was from what, the 60s? 50s? 40s? I don't know. You could look that up on YouTube. Nuke testing in the ocean. Where is that footage from? It's got to be. It's so old. And now President Trump and many others have said, if you test this, this is going to be completely different. So where are they testing them? I don't know. That is a great point. Texas Hoss, I just typed in the Cash App address. It failed to complete the pick, but I am high tech ignorantly behind the current processing options. Lucci. Man, I haven't seen that name in forever. Good to see you, Lucci. Hey, Thomas, good to have you back. You're going to have Carly back on? Maybe. Here, I could try. She's a big wig now. She's doing really well for herself. Right? Yeah. Read Area 51 by Annie Jacobson to learn about the history of our nuclear programs. Awesome book. Interesting, Funky Labs. I like that. Paul Anders. Didn't China just complain about radioactive shrimp? They're the size of a German Shepherd. Paul Anders. The shrimp are walking on all fours. What's the difference between a shrimp and a prawn? Does anybody know? I'll give you 3 seconds. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi. Prawn has an extra set of legs. I believe shrimp have 4 and prawn have 6. By the way, imagine you walk into like a seafood restaurant in America and somebody goes, "I'll try the prawn." They're at your table. I'd ask them to leave. I'd be like, "No, don't. It's shrimp. Don't say prawn. Don't say that. Freak." Yes. And remember, let's move into this. We talked about this yesterday. Joseph Stone, very good. Very good. Yes. Let me go ahead and get into this. So, we've been talking about for a couple days about Bill Gates. And I showed the video yesterday, and they were talking about, Bill Gates is saying, well, I believe it was during 2020, 2021, something like that he was saying that that climate change was more devastating than what, where a lot of people got sick. But now he pulled back and he's like, you know what? We'll survive it. We'll be okay when it comes to climate change. And I was like, well, this guy, get a load of this guy, right? He's not even a scientist. We already know that. We've been through the rigmarole when it comes to Bill Gates. Why don't you go back and do some sit-ups or some push-ups or something? For God's sakes, you have bigger breasts than most women. Folks! All right, let's go ahead and get into this. President Trump on Mr. Bill Gates.
Donald Trump wasted no time mocking Bill Gates after the billionaire admitted that climate change will not lead to humanity's demise in a memo released yesterday. He wrote, "Although climate change will have serious consequences, particularly for people in the poorest countries, it will not lead to humanity's demise. People will be able to live and thrive in most places on Earth for the foreseeable future." He then went on to highlight the biggest problem for humanity, saying, "Although climate change will hurt poor people more than anyone else, for the vast majority of them it will not be their only or even biggest threat to their lives and welfare. The biggest problems are poverty and disease, just as they always have been." Gates went on to explain his position on CNBC.
Climate is a super important problem. There's enough innovation here to avoid super bad outcomes. We won't achieve our best goal, the 1.5 or even the 2 degrees. And as we go about trying to minimize that, we have to frame it in terms of overall human welfare.
But Donald Trump was not having it. The President of the United States blasted the billionaire for his backflip on climate change via a Truth Social post that read, we just won the war on the climate change hoax."
Point Trump, point America, point Patriots. Where's Greta Thunberg when you need her? Where's she at? Mr. Gates, I know I have a very big problem when it comes to this, but you were someone I looked up to. And now, I find you disgusting. As she's being, taken away by Hamas. My goodness. My goodness. We just won the war. Point Trump.
Bill Gates has finally admitted that he was completely wrong on the issue. It took courage to do so, and for that we are all grateful. MAGA. A group who will not be happy with this news are the climate change activists. People like Greta Thunberg and her friends who have spent their lives campaigning for climate change awareness off the back of Bill Gates' alarm.
Didn't even know. Haven't even watched this video. I knew they were going to mention her. Didn't even know it. I bet she's pissed.
Gates became uncomfortable when quizzed about the potential pushback from activists.
When the climate activists who have been very supportive of what you've done and you've been very supportive of what they've done read this, and if Greta Thunberg is reading this and saying to herself, my goodness, he seems like he is reversing himself, what would you tell her?
I'd say, wasn't the goal here to improve human lives?
Online commentators were livid at the backflip, with this person saying, in a stunning reversal, Bill Gates now says climate change will not lead to humanity's demise. Oh, so do we get a refund of all the obscure taxes and regulations he and his cabal foisted?
Facts. Do we get a refund for all the obscene taxes and regulations he and his cabal foisted on us under the false banner of saving the planet? What a total con job. That's what they do. That's what they do. You know, and when fetal alcohol syndrome starts talking about stuff, you better start listening. You better start listening to fetal alcohol syndrome. Just know that.
On us under the false banner of saving the planet, what a total con job. The backflip comes after years of demonization towards so-called climate skeptics. This commentator.
What a loser. Look at this. Look at his shirt when he steps out.
This commentator said, "This is a huge victory. Bill Gates and the climate change alarmists are finally a huge victory. After years of demonization."
Look at his shirt. Look at his tie. Is he even real?
Towards so-called climate skeptics. This commentator said,
Nerd.
"This is a huge victory. Bill Gates and the climate change alarmists are finally admitting humans will be just fine. Truth tellers were demonized for years for saying the extremism was unwarranted. But even with massive censorship, the data keeps proving that human activity isn't causing the planet to combust. The conspiracy theorists remain undefeated." And the Free Press journalist Lucy Biggers agrees.
Bill Gates has finally admitted that climate doomerism is a mistake after years of saying stuff like this.
The world emits over 51 billion tons of greenhouse gases. And as we keep doing that, the consequences for human life will be catastrophic. And time is running out.
Bill Gates now says this: climate change will not lead to humanity's demise. People will be able to live and thrive in most places on Earth for the foreseeable future. Climate realists like Judith Curry, Steve Koonin, Michael Schellenberger, Alex Epstein, Roger Pike Jr., and Bjorn Lomborg have been saying this exact thing for years, that climate change is not an existential threat, and that the singular obsession with carbon emissions has distracted us from solving real problems. But those scientists and writers were ostracized. They were censored on social media, protested, and in some cases, pushed out of their jobs. They were mocked as climate deniers for saying the same thing Bill Gates is finally admitting today. I'm glad Bill Gates has come around to common sense. Yes, the planet is warming, but it's not the biggest problem we face, and it's something humans are more than capable of adapting to.
Well, I mean, that sums it up right there. You understand? Dog and pony show. That's all it is. Take it to the bank and cash it. I like it. I like it. And again, why is he coming out and saying this? This is very interesting. Why would he be coming out and saying this? And if you're enjoying the show, before I get to this point, make sure you hit the like button. Hit that thumbs up button over there on BoozTube. Go ahead and do it right now. It's just one click. You're one click away, as a lot of people say, right? We've been doing good with numbers. I mean, guys that are out there that are on YouTube that have a good bit of likes, we're hanging in right with them. They've been on the air, former channels, former colleagues. They've been on the air about a week longer than I have, maybe a week and a half, and we're hanging in right with them. So I appreciate each and every one of you for doing that. So please hit that like button over there on YouTube. Monetization will be coming back. Then I'll be able to catch all of your comments over there on YouTube. And everybody on Pilled, you know what to do. Gold Pill Challenge. Whatever we can do. Let's do it. Right? So why is he coming out and saying this? Why is he talking about this right now? It's very interesting. Well, as we can see here, DC Drano. And now we know why Bill Gates said climate change isn't that big of a deal anymore. His foundation is getting investigated for funneling millions to the Chinese communist government. Busted. Breaking. Senate Judiciary is investigating the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation for funneling millions of dollars to Chinese PLA fronts in violation of the IRS rules against charities funding foreign governments under foundations. Bada boom! Oh, we got to go into that and this. Yes. Maybe that's the reason. Maybe that's the reason there's a back down. Of pulling a 180, if you will. Maybe that's what it is. Keeks, how quickly he changed his tune. I just explained why. And you saw it. Maybe that's the reason. Hogleg71, thank you for the can. Thank you for the cookie. I appreciate your donation. Thank you so much. Lucci, everyone hit the thumbs up for Thomas. Yes, please. Please do. And share the stream. We got to let people know we're back. We've been gifted this by the grace of God. We've been gifted this platform back. That we can spread information. That we can talk about things that are extremely important. We get to reconnect through a screen, but it's also fun to watch. And it's not just going to be live streams. There's going to be videos as well. You just got to let me get into the swing of things. I was telling my girlfriend today, for that matter, I said, you know what? I'm feeling a little more confident with getting everything going and everything working correctly. And again, big shout out there for sure when it comes to Ian, Matt, Brett, Brandon, my boy Seth as well. Many people helped me get this together, trying to remember, how to do all of this again. Because even when I was away from YouTube for 5 years, I also took a break. It wasn't a break. I was banned from YouTube. But now, I took a long break. I had to look for a job. I had to do these things. A lot of stress, a lot of depression, a lot of bad things. And, by the grace of God, by the blessings of God, we're getting sponsors back. We got the channel back. We've gotten the next thing I need to do is get my X back, my Twitter account back, because I think I had over 200,000 subscribers over there, and it would be great just to, find those people again, like you're finding me. So again, when it comes to these live shows, 4 p.m., you'll get that notification as soon as I go live. That's how I do it. It should hit your notification even quicker. So while you're watching right now, put it on your social media and tell everybody to click the notification bell, because I go live at 4. You're not going to get that notification if it isn't rang. So ring it. Ring it, my friends. So maybe that's the reason when it comes from DC Drano. The Senate Judiciary is looking into their fundraisers, which most likely would be, and this is, allegedly, maybe not going to the right people. Maybe laundering we could throw out there when it comes to cash. Twitter won't let me back. Got Scrubs says day as President Trump won't tell me why. Yeah, we got to get back on X, folks. Fucky Labs says whatever God calls you to do, God will make room for you. I love that. Very nice. I like that a lot. We've been talking about this lately as well for the past couple of days. When it comes to this is pretty good. We've been talking about what's going to take place in 2 days. And I know people were mentioning it earlier. Mark C says, you're back now for a reason, homie. Salute. Thank you. Thank you. Let's get back into Snap. What's going to happen? What's going to take place on November 1st? We're 2 days away. We're about to get into it. So, again, Hogleg71, thank you for the cookie, brother. I appreciate it. Woo. Let's go.
You know, I was reading that Snap's going to run out, and 40 million people are going to go.
40 million.
40 million. Okay, listen to me, everybody. This whole thing of like 40 million people are going to go hungry. First off, those 40 million people average an extra 40 pounds on them over the average working American. If you took the average person that's on Snap getting free food and the average person that gets no free food from the government, the average female who gets no free food from the government is 146 pounds. The average SNAP recipient is 211 pounds. So is it a food?
This is our case point.
I know. First off, we talk about going hungry. Nobody could benefit from a nice fast more than the SNAP recipients.
Maybe I need to be on Snap. I need to lose about 40. My giant face. The circle around me right now that you see, it barely fits in the screen. Maybe I need to get on Snap. And just fast. The average working female American is 146 pounds. The average Snap user for welfare is 216 pounds. Maybe a good fast will help you. Now, no fat shaming here. No fat shaming. I know some people are big boned. You got a nice set on you, ladies. People are going to unsubscribe for me saying that. But that's a good thing. We admire you. Just keep it in check. Fellas, too. Keep it in check. Like I'm one to talk, right? Angel of War, Thomas, you are still cute. Salute that. As I fix my stupid hair. But again, is Adam Carolla wrong? Maybe a good fast. That's a great joke. That's a great joke for anybody and everyone watching. Less food, more walking. Thomas, it's all about getting old. I got fat and gray, LOL. Lucci. I actually had somebody say something to me nice the other day. I forget who it was. But they were like, yeah. Like, you don't look old. Like, I've got to be 41. You don't look old. You don't look 41. I still get carded. But I'm a giant fatty. Can you even say that? Who knows? But again, what does this all boil down to? I don't know. It's making a lot of people mad, for sure. I saw this on the internet. Check it. My taxes pay for people's Snap. They buy junk food with it. They're fat and unhealthy. My taxes pay for their health care. My taxes pay for people's Snap. They buy junk food. They get unhealthy. They get on a bunch of pills. They get on disability because they're fat. They don't know what they're doing. They're on, dialysis and diabetic medication and all these sorts of things, and they can't afford it. But guess who's paying for it is the taxpayers' money. And we go around and around and around and around. Do we not? So there is kind of a thing about this. It's kind of asinine, as Hank Hill would say from King of the Hill. Folks, do you know about that? Do you know about that? But it's true. It's true. It's just circular knowledge is what it is. I'm 38, and even with my 2 kids with me, I get carded, and they can't believe my age. My wife hates it, LOL. Mark, see, that's good for you. Good for you. I like that. If you're enjoying the show so far, make sure you know what to do. Take a picture of that QR code for the Cash App. Help us stay online. Yeah, we're getting sponsors and stuff. They will be coming back. I was just alerted to yesterday. But just know that, okay? Just know that. But you can help out with gold pills and everything else. In Pilled and Rumble, if you want to, take place in this, please do. I would appreciate it. I would greatly appreciate it. Yes. Come on over and chat. This is episode 3, folks. Episode 3. Hope you all are having a great time. Thea, thank you so much for the can. Glad you were back, Thomas. Thank you so much. I don't eat food. Poon Slayer says, what do you eat? I know where you're going with that. It's either sunlight or something else. You eat sunlight? That might be over the top of everyone's heads. But I know where he was going with that. Let's check in with JD Vance. Let's see what he has to say. Again, we're going to be going into this for just a minute. Vice President Vance talking about the shutdown, blaming it on the Democrats. This is a back and forth thing. We don't want the government shut down. We don't want this to happen to people. It does suck because, again, 40 million Americans. We did the math the other day. It might have been episode 1, but talking about that's 10% of America. 2% of that 10% are people on disability that are not able to go and do things for themselves. And those are the people that I feel sorry for. Not for the ones of the video that we showed yesterday of people being like, they sell them. They get cash for them, all these sorts of things. They sell their EBT cards or whatever those things are. I don't know. But they're out doing it. So let's go ahead and take a listen to this.
Let me just say on the government shutdown in particular, the reality here is that there's a very simple bill that just reopens the government. It does it through pretty much the end of the year. That got every single Republican in the House of Representatives to support it. And then it got 52 Republicans in the Senate and 3 Democrats in the Senate to support it. But because of weird Senate procedural rules, it requires a 60-vote threshold. So on that issue in particular, when you have every single Republican with like 2 exceptions in both houses of Congress, I feel pretty confident. I know that I'm partisan. I know I have an R next to my name. But I feel pretty damn good saying the shutdown is the Democrats' fault because we voted again and again to open it. Now, but there's a broader question there, and I think most Americans, whatever their political persuasion, would actually like the country's political parties to work together better to solve the problems. And look, and I agree with that. And my approach when I was in the United States Senate was to try to find some issues where we could agree with the other side on and try to work with them on it. And let me give you one example.
Meet in the middle.
I really worry about concentration in the corporate sector. I worry about big corporate monopolies. I worry that when you have only 1 or 2 companies dominating an entire sector, it's bad for liberty and it's bad for prosperity. So you may be shocked to hear this, but I actually worked with Elizabeth Warren on some anti-monopoly stuff when I was in the United States Senate. But here's the problem. The problem is there is actually a lot of things where we could work across the aisle. There are a lot of President Trump is in my view, you haven't seen organized labor ever get behind a Republican at least in 100 years like they have behind Donald J. Trump. There are a lot of areas of common ground on that question. The problem is, as reasonable as some of these people can be in private, in public, the current obsession of the Democratic Party in leadership, I'm not saying every Democrat in the country, but the current obsession of every Democrat in Congress is get President Trump, fight President Trump, attack President Trump. It is impossible for us to work across the aisle unless a person is willing to put down their partisan sword, shut the hell up about fake scandals related to Donald Trump, and actually work with us. That's the way you make this happen. Let me just say.
And I get that. That is 100% true. MH, aloha, Thomas, and everyone. Good to see you, my friend. SNAP was originally only supposed to give struggling people a help up when they fall, not to live on forever. And yes, many are abusing it, but many elderly and disabled don't have a choice with cost. Living low sucks. Diane Roach, and I totally agree with you. And that's what I was saying. There's 2% of the 10% of the 40 million Americans that I do feel sorry for. This isn't a black, white, Hispanic, Asian thing. It doesn't matter about your color, your creed, or whatever. It has nothing to do with that. It's about being moral. Just be moral. That's all there is to it. Just know that. Yeah. Not good. But well spoken. I will say this. There is a back and forth. Ringo Hayes, what's up? Good to see you. There is a back and forth, and again, they keep asking them, please let us reopen government. Let's please do this. We have 2 days left before we don't know what's going to happen, but are we prepared? I believe so. And that is exactly what J.D. Vance was just talking about. So this is how the left responds. What's the difference between the right and the left? Well, I think you know. The right thinks logically and the left thinks emotionally. There's a huge difference about that. One, it's very erratic to think like that. It is also a sense, it gives you a sense of their intelligence, where they're at, their IQ level, where are they at? Have you ever spoken to an emotional person that doesn't think logical or logistically before they open their mouth? It's very, very annoying. And I'm sure you've met these people. Most of the time, they're called Karens. And I'm sure that you've all come across one of those, whether you're at a ball game. Remember the Phillies lady that went over to that father and son and took the ball away from the man? The father and the son? All emotional. You walk down the streets, you go down to a park. You're picking up your dog's mess, and some lady yells at you. 90% of the time, that's going to be a white lady. Let's be honest. Oh, my goodness. And there's other things that take place where you're in a grocery store and somebody's standing there. They're probably African-American, standing there with the cart in the middle of the aisle, and they won't move. And they're big. You don't want to mess with them. And you're scared. And they're going to act emotionally, not logically. They're not going to be polite. Again, it boils down to none of being of your race, creed, or color. You're just going to run into these people, and there's plenty of them out there. And boy, will it ruin your day. But you, having morals, having a logical, high IQ brain, don't fall for it. And you know that. Just say, is it even worth it? Is this even worth it? But that's who you're going to run into. And you're going to run into it whenever you go out. That's a peeve of mine. I'm sure it's a peeve of yours too. But don't bring it home to the family. Don't bring it home to your kids. Don't bring it home to your wife or your girlfriend or your boyfriend or your husband. There's no reason for that. Just a deep breath and just be like, damn, what a crappy human being. What are you going to do? Right? You go home and you put on some TV or you sit on your back porch and you, I don't know, chill out. Say, that's over with. Take a deep breath, right? I like that. We got 107 likes, like We Are Rise is saying. Let's get to 200 likes. Smash the like button. Funky Labs, there's a video out there of a Middle Eastern woman using her N95 mask to pick up her dog's poop and then putting the same mask back on her face. LOL. I mean, that's even asinine, too. Very low IQ. Why are veterans sleeping on the streets, Bella says, and these lazy people get Section 8 and trash the place? Your guess is as good as mine. Again, I believe it's an IQ level thing. Just being honest. But getting back to what J.D. Vance was saying. We're trying to open the government. We're trying to do our best. We're trying to work with these people. Again, logical and emotional people on both sides of the aisle. Whether you're Republican or Democrat, you are still running. You're going to run into the same thing. Emotional and logical. Very rich people. Getting paid to spread a narrative. And this narrative is absolutely insane. This is the rebuttal for Speaker Johnson. Maybe I should play the Speaker Johnson clip and then this. Let's go.
Now, they will have another opportunity today. The Democrats in the Senate will have their 15th opportunity.
15 opportunities to open up the government. To, allow these people to continue to do what they want to do without going into mass chaos. Will they get into mass chaos? I don't think so. But if they do, just understand it's not organic. It is not organic. If it's on a large scale, there's no way it's organic. 15 opportunities, folks.
Have their 15th opportunity to do the right thing. We're concerned that they won't. And if they reject this for the 15th time, they will be ensuring that this shutdown continues past the November 1st deadline. And that is a fateful deadline for a number of reasons. Starting on Saturday, let me give you a list of things that this means for the American people. It means that tens of millions of American families will struggle to keep food on the table because the SNAP program benefits will run dry. It means that WIC assistance, that's women, infants, and children, the nutrition programs, will be at risk of running dry. It means that Head Start centers, which serve 60,000 children nationwide, will be at risk of closure. Millions of federal workers, and we've listed them here every day. You're talking about air traffic controllers and TSA agents and park rangers and Border Patrol agents, law enforcement around the country. The stewards of our nuclear arsenal will miss their paychecks. Thousands of flights, by result, will be canceled or delayed, while our borders and national security will be directly jeopardized at a very dangerous moment in world history. And our country will lose tens of billions in gross domestic product. With each passing day, the pain gets more real. And the Democrats are guaranteeing when they vote to reject our clean funding resolution. We expect they will do that again today for the 15th time. They are showing no shame whatsoever.
Showing no shame whatsoever, and I agree to that. A lot of people are still out of work. And again, Coulton, you're right. Old Chucky, Mr. Schumer is holding us hostage, and you're absolutely right on that. Wholeheartedly. Just know it. But this is the reasoning of the Democrat Party. Talk about emotional.
The Senate's still in session, right?
Yeah, we are.
And the House is not.
No,
How does that work that you guys have to show up for work, but the House doesn't have to show up for work? You're all Congress. What's the difference?
The difference is Speaker Johnson.
Put a tie on. Put a tie on. He's about to go in on Speaker Johnson. Put a tie on. Look professional. You look like you're selling Camrys or Honda Civics. Put a tie on.
No,
how does that work, that you guys have to show up for work, but the House doesn't have to show up for work? You're all Congress. What's the difference?
The difference is Speaker Johnson's trying to protect a bunch of pedophiles. And
how does that work?
Well, right now there's a
What? Is that logical thinking? Or is that emotional thinking? What is this guy talking about? Man, oh man. What do you do with that?
Bullshit.
Is it that? Because I'm calling it right now. This is where they go? They go that low? That's like somebody losing an argument. They're like, well, your mom's dead. Well, your mom's dead. Oh, your dad's out of work. They low blow you, and it gets a giant laugh. How is this even on television? How could he even say this on television? Who is this?
Protect a bunch of pedophiles. And
how does that work?
Well, right now there's a friend of mine that just got elected in southern Arizona, and she would be the 218th vote to actually vote to release the Epstein list.
This is Adelita Grijalva.
Adelita Grijalva. Wow,
yeah.
you got for South Carolina, your Spanish is pretty good. You went to the south of the border stop a couple of times. Yeah.
Pedro's, yeah.
It's
making fun of the South because he's from Charleston, I believe, South Carolina. Stephen Colbert.
The only reason he is stopping her, because now at this point, this is the longest that elected congressman or woman has waited to actually be sworn in. And the excuses changes. One excuse was like, well, I want to make sure she has the right moment with her family there. She's like, okay, I'll fly my family. It's like, well, I want to make sure that, it's not while, we're...
Look how small that hand is. Absolutely out of bounds, WeRI says. Absolutely out of bounds. It's true. And I agree with you. Dems are holding out for that reason. Mirror. Yeah, and I saw somebody earlier say projection. That it's all projection. Yeah. What is that? You go on national television and say this?
Adjourned. We never do that. He actually did that, not totally, with two other Republicans. And now he's saying, well, as soon as we get back into session, and now he's holding him out of session. Because he doesn't want this member of Congress to be sworn in, because then he has to deal with the fact that there's going to be members of Congress going to vote to expose all these elites that are on the Epstein list. So he's covering pedophiles. It's basically as much as you can get, as basic as that.
I'm speechless. Does anybody remember a time back when Conan O'Brien and David Letterman were actually, when all that was funny and late night was really funny? You could even go back to old Daily Show with Jon Stewart. Go there too. Watch old clips of that. What's the gentleman's name? The Scotsman. Ferguson. All those shows were so good, and the writers were so good. What is late night? They're bombing. This is bombing. I bet it's a fake audience. I bet they pay these people to come into these shows. Craig Ferguson. Yes, love Craig Ferguson. Very, very close friends with Norm Macdonald, who was fantastic, if anybody knows that. While Craig Ferguson was writing on the Drew Carey Show, Norm Macdonald was working on a ABC show as well, the Norm Show. And they were very, very close. Go look up those. Lucci says, yes, there was no backlash for jokes. No, but that's not even a joke. Why does everyone that has to come on these late night shows they're just political? Whether you're in entertainment or sports or movies or whatever it may be, why does everything have to be political? None of this is funny. You have dancing syringes. Think about that. Remember that? Not going to get into it. Thea with the shades. F around and F out. Yep, I agree. But this is what late night has become. This is what it's become. It's sad. Not good. So we hear about Speaker Johnson and we hear about what the left in rebuttal has to say. And that's the rebuttal. And don't they know that the majority of these people that are on this list are mostly Democrats and people that are, as they put it, scientists? Well-renowned people, respected human beings in their world. Isn't that what they're... Wait till it comes out. I don't know if it comes out. I don't like the fact that it's paused, and I don't know why it's paused. It pissed me off that it was paused. But other than that, I mean, what are you going to do? Just sit here and complain until it comes out? I choose not to. I choose not to run. Does anybody remember that Seinfeld episode? I choose not to run. Nothing beats 80s, 90s comedy, in my opinion. Yeah. Now it's podcasts. A lot of comedy podcasts out there are very funny. It's very good stuff. Man, Mad TV, oh my goodness. Back in the day, so good. I loved Mad TV. That's great stuff. From Surge Pie. Yeah. Mad TV was peak American humor. Yeah. Woo! So, we have this as well. And I'll show you. I talked about this yesterday. You guys talked about it too with me. Mamdani has taken over the Democratic Party, Johnson warns. Nearly a month into the federal government shutdown, House Speaker Mike Johnson is shaming the Democrat Party for its ascendance of a socialist faction represented by New York City mayoral candidate Zohran Mamdani. Mamdani? Yeah. Fear and political desperation in the wake of intra-party backlash he received for voting to fund the government back in March. The new power centered around the Democrat Party is one that should frighten every common-sense American. The 34-year-old is unproven, untested socialist who looks to be the next mayor. He's dipping in the polls, though. I think he's down 19% now. I don't know what's going on when it comes to that, but we'll continue to talk about it and definitely follow up on that for sure. Not sure what's going on there. But we start talking about these when it comes to the snap, New York. Think about the amount of people in New York that are on snap. I mean, we can dodge a bullet here. We can dodge a bullet. But it seems as though even since the inauguration, we're almost into a year into Trump's presidency. And for the majority of this presidency, we've seen National Guard in major cities, which I applaud. We're seeing illegals that came here illegally. That is a crime. They're being taken out. And that's the law. There's nothing wrong. You're breaking the law. You have to go. Right? Right. really want to just calm everything down. And it seems as though that this party that we see when it comes to the Democrats is only looking to just throw more gasoline on the fire, to kick up the embers. I always mess up that word. I also say itinerary instead of itinerary. I need to start saying itinerary instead of sounding like a dummy. But again, what's to come? Since the beginning, almost the beginning, we've had National Guard in the streets. And it's always blue states and blue cities. Well, the Pentagon orders a quick reaction force of 500 troops per state. Per state. 50 states. We're not just talking about blue cities, blue metropolitan cities, blue states. We're not talking about that. We're talking about Republican states as well. Deep red states. Alabama, South Carolina, I don't know. The other ones. The only ones that come to mind. The National Guard is building a quick reaction force of some of 23,500 troops trained in crowd control and civil disturbance that can be ready to deploy to U.S. cities by early next year, according to leaked memo reported by the multiple outlets on yesterday. The October 8th memo signed by the National Guard Bureau Director of Operations, Major General Ronald Burkett, orders the Guard from nearly every United States, even Puerto Rico and Guam, to train 500 service members. States with smaller populations, such as Delaware, will have 250 troops in its force, while Alaska will have 300, Guam will have 100. The task and purpose has reported. So obviously they're waiting on something to happen. Correct? Correct. Not good. Not good at all. If you're enjoying the show right now, and what do you think about the state that you live in? You can tell me the state and we can just go state by state in the chat. Los Angeles and San Diego in the 70s, Italy in the 60s. It all looks like a different world, not just the past. Looking at the past 30 years ago doesn't even feel the same as looking at today. And I know what you mean by that, Surge Pot. I get that. It's not good by any means. Not good at all. But that's what it is, and that's where we stand. Be aware what I read to you the other day about Christian men. Watch your ladies when they go to the grocery store by themselves. Don't let them go to the grocery store by themselves unless they're toting some nickel. Some nickel. Watch over your wife. Watch over your daughter. Watch over your friends and family, your grandparents, whatever it may be. Watch over them. Could get bad. And I'm not a doomsday guy when it comes to this. But now we have National Guard not just on the streets of blue cities, metropolitan cities. They're going to be ready to go in all 50 states. Something's afoot, and it's not good. If you're enjoying the show, you know what to do. Go over here. Help out with Cash App. I would really appreciate it. Help out on pill.net. Cookie train, anybody? What if we got 10 people just to drop cookie? Maybe a phone or a ship or whatever it may be. People on YouTube may not know what I'm talking about, but that is the donation currency for another platform. And it really does help keep the channel alive. And once we get monetized, we're going to bring back super chats and all that kind of stuff. So definitely get stoked on that. But that Cash App link is right there. Trump 1 just dropped that. Just understand it. I will leave you guys with this. We talked about this the other day. You tell me what you think in the chat. From Donald J. Trump, he is a criminal and should be in jail, a major lowlife and a failure, an ugly person, both inside and out. Beat him badly and love watching him squirm now, talking about former fake, never mind, just former President Joe Biden. Know that. Know it well. He should be in jail. Is that coming down the pipeline? Who knows? Who has an idea? I hope so. President Trump is really good at predicting the future, which I find to be amazing. Lock him up. If you got the deets on him, lock him up. I will be on Season Pixels on Pilled at 6 o'clock in about 35 minutes. I thank everybody for watching. Please smash the like button, the thumbs up button. Just hit it right now, everybody watching. Share this on all your social media. Why not? What else are you doing? In the next 13 seconds, you could probably do that. Just share. Copy, paste, and share the video, and I'll drop it on my social media, on my Telegram, True Reporting posts, and I will also drop it on my Truth Social at True Reporting. We're trying to get X back at this time, which would be huge. Expect big shows coming from this channel here in the very near future. Another week, we're going to be bringing back Linda Paris, Brett Collins, many other guests on this show from the movement. Past colleagues will be coming on this show, and I really thank each and every one of you. I hope you enjoyed yourselves. I really do. I really do. Episode 3, baby. Episode 3. Let me go ahead and release those gold pills. Bada boom, bing, those are released. Thea, thank you so much. Or Tia, thank you so much for the 300 gold pills and the cookie. Trump one, thank you for the cookie as well. I appreciate that. Everybody, I appreciate you helping out. Even just sharing the stream. We love you very much. Thanks for everybody hanging out. Means a lot, guys. Take care. God bless. Peace.